Hello students, this is Supreme. You are watching YouTube channel Project JEE NEET. So guys, there is a division in the tracks of chemistry. Track 1 will be dealing with chemical equilibrium and track 2 will be dealing with organic chemistry. So both the tracks run simultaneously with the further updates, and let's start the lecture 3 of the chemical equilibrium as the remaining videos. So, in the previous sessions, we were discussing about the introductory and some concepts of chemical equilibrium. So, in the ending of the second session, we will be discussing about the types of chemical equilibrium. So, now let's discuss types of chemical equilibrium. So now let's discuss types of chemical equilibrium. So there are mainly two types. So first one is the homogeneous chemical equilibrium. Homogeneous chemical equilibrium, and second one is heterogeneous chemical equilibrium. So now first of all let's discuss about the homogeneous chemical equilibrium. So what is meant by homogeneous chemical equilibrium? So homogeneous chemical equilibrium is of all the products and all the reactants must be in single state. That means, for example, H2 plus I2, reversible arrow 2H. So this is the example of the equilibrium reaction. So this must be a gas, and this is also gaseous phase, and this is also gaseous phase. So all the products and all the reactants are in the gaseous phase. So this total gaseous and this total is also gaseous phase. So this is the example of homogeneous chemical equilibrium equation. Now let's go to the heterogeneous compounds, heterogeneous equation. So the heterogeneous chemical equilibrium is the products and the reactants can be of different phases. For example, let's take an example of CaCO3, calcium carbonate, in a solid state, equilibrium symbol like a reversible arrow, CaO plus CO2. So CO2 is the gas phase, Cl is also solid state. So here, if we observe carefully, this side is of solid phase, this side is of a mixture of phases, because CO is of solid and CO2 is of gaseous phase. So in heterogeneous side, there can be of different phases. As per the homogeneous, there should be only one phase, either solid or either liquid or either gaseous phase. But in coming to heterogeneous, there can be of different phases in only one reaction. So this must be noted. This is the main difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous reactions. So in the previous discussions, we were discussed about the types of chemical equilibriums. So we have completed the topic, and now we are entering to the new topic, which is law of mass actions. Law of mass action, which can also be in short as law of mass action. So first of all, we will be discussing about the definition of this law of mass action. What this law states actually. So this law states that the principle is the rate of the chemical reaction, the rate of any chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of the concentration of the reactants. So here the rate is directly proportional to product of the concentrations. So this is the general notation of the law of mass action for a general equation. A moles of A plus B moles of B, reversible arrow, C moles of C plus D moles of B. So for this general equation, so for this general chemical equilibrium reaction, so this is the general notation. So this can be applicable for any type of equation, any type of chemical equilibrium. So generally rate of the reaction, rate of any chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of the concentrations raised to the powers of their coefficients. Here the coefficient of reactant A is capital A. So here the coefficient of small b is capital B. So these coefficients are the powers raised to the powers of the main reactants. So these two are the main reactants here. Their coefficients are their powers of concentrations. So this is the main law of this chapter. So law of mass action is the main topic. Here we are going to discuss about a term, active mass. So what is active mass? Active mass is nothing but N by VL. So active mass. So generally this is denoted by a square bracket. Square bracket. So the main property is for a gas, the active mass is its partial pressure. Partial pressure. So for the remaining, that means for solids and the liquids, the active mass is taken as unity. So this must be noted because these two are the important points here. So the general formula is N by Vn. So it is denoted by square bracket. So let's understand this by a example. Let's understand the active mass concept with this example. So what is given here? 8.5 grams of ammonia is dissolved in 4 liter flask. Calculate the active mass. So in the previous discussion, we were talking about the active mass is equal to N by V. So that is the key concept here. And he has given the weight of ammonia taken and the volume of the container. So by these given majorities, we can take N is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. So this has been taught to you in the previous lower classes. So weight by gram molecular weight. Here given weight is 8.5. The gram molecular weight of ammonia is 17. So NHB. Nitrogen is 14. 14 plus 3, that is 70. So 1 to 0.5 moles. So we got N is equal to 0.5, and by substituting in this formula we get active mass is equal to 0.5 by the volume of the container, which is 4 liter. 0.5 by 4. So this is active mass. So completed. So this is the way to actually solve the problem where the active mass concept is K. So now let's go into the equilibrium constant concept. So here that is denoted by K. So it can be expressed in terms of concentrations and in terms of pressures and in many ways. So but first of all we should learn about the equilibrium constant expressed in concentrations. So let's get into the topic. So equilibrium constant in terms of concentrations, which is generally denoted by K suffix C. So this is the denoted in the place of equilibrium constant in terms of concentration. Let's see the formula here. Kc is equal to product of concentrations of products by divided by product of concentrations of reactants. So this is the main formula which is to be noted because this is the basic concept regarding equilibrium constant. So let's discuss more briefly in the next discussions. So this concept is also known as the law of chemical equilibrium. So in order to understand this concept briefly, let's take a general form of an equation. Reversing my arrow. So this is a general equilibrium reaction. So where A, B, C, D, which are small, are the coefficients of the actual reactants. Capital A, B, C, D are these two are the actual reactants and these two are the actual products. So for this reaction, the Kc, which is equilibrium constant in terms of concentration, can be defined as K by Kb, which is equal to concentration of C power small c, concentration of D power small d by concentration of A power small a into concentration of B power small b. Here there are many new terms here, so let us understand this. So first of all, K suffix F, which is the forward reaction rate constant. Forward reaction rate constant. So here Kb is backward reaction rate constant. So these two are the new terms here. So in some questions we will be asking like find the forward reaction rate constant or backward reaction rate constant by giving any one of these two and giving equilibrium constant. So we can be asked like that also. So main formula is this one. So what are actual these square brackets and all? So here capital C is the product and small c is the coefficient of that particular product. So the concentration of this product raised to the power of its coefficient into the concentration of the another product raised to the power of its coefficient divided by concentration of A reactant raised to power of its coefficient, concentration of B raised to power of its coefficient. So this is the main formula which we will be dealing with in this particular chapter. So note it. Let's go to the units of chemical equilibrium in terms of concentration. Units of Kc is equal to mole per liter whole power delta N. So this is the representation of the units, mole per liter whole power delta N. So what is delta N here? We have a new term delta N. So delta N is equal to Np in gaseous phase minus Nr in gaseous phase. So here Np in the gaseous phase minus Nr in the gaseous phase. This let's understand by this example. So general equation so in this there are if this is a solid, this is a gas, so this is a gas or this is a gas. So let's assume that in these types, so here two products are there. In these two products, one is in the gaseous and other also in gaseous. Here there are two reactants. One is in gaseous and other one is solid state. So according to this, the delta N is equal to number of products in gaseous phase. The total number of products is 2. In that particularly gaseous phase products 1 and 2. The total are in gaseous phase. That means 2 minus number of reactants in gaseous phase. 1 is in solid phase, so let's not count this, but another one is in gaseous phase, so we must count that. 2 minus 1, which is 1. So here for this particular example, delta N is equal to 1. So let's substitute this in the equation. So units of Kc, mole per liter whole power n, we got mole power n, mole by liter 4 power delta n which is equal to 1, that means mole by liter. This is the units of Kc for this particular reaction. So units of Kc varies with different reactions. So for this particular reactions we have solved and we calculated the delta n and we have substituted the delta n value in the given units of Kc equation. We got the units of Kc mole per liter for this particular reaction. So this must be noted. So we are now entering into the application of the Kc. So let's do that by an example 1. So what is given here? The equilibrium constant in terms of concentration for the reaction 2x plus y reversible arrow x2y is 10 liter square mole inverse square. So the backward reaction rate constant is 2.8 per second. Find the rate of forward reaction constant. So as we have discussed in the previous discussions, Kc is equal to Kf by Kb. Kc is the equilibrium constant in terms of concentrations. Kf is the forward reaction rate constant. Kb is the backward reaction rate constant. So I also said that any two of these three values will be given and he asked you to find the third one. So same that example is this. So for this reaction the Kc is given as that one and the Kb is also given. He is saying to find Kf. So let's substitute these values in this equation and let's find out quickly. So Kc is given as 10 liter square mole inverse square is equal to Kf is we have to find the thing which we have to find. Kb is given as 2.8 per second. So Kf is equal to 10 liters square mole inverse square into 2.8 second per second. So this is the total value of the forward reaction rate constant. That means 28 liter square mole inverse square per second. So this is the value of Kf. We have discussed about the equilibrium constant in terms of concentration and we have seen one example how to apply them. So we are going to the further topic which is equilibrium constant in terms of pressure, which is partial pressure. So first of all, what is meant by equilibrium constant and how it is expressed in the terms of partial pressure? Let's see that. So it is denoted by Kb. So in equilibrium constant in terms of concentration is expressed as Kc, where which is equal to Kf by Kb. So here also same, Kp is equal to Kf by Kb, where Kf is the forward reaction rate constant, Kb is backward reaction rate constant, which is expressed as partial pressure of C raised to its power into partial pressure of D raised to its coefficient D by partial pressure of A raised to its power small a raised to its coefficient into partial pressure of capital D raised to its coefficient. So how I get these particular terms? So these are taken from the general expression of the chemical equilibrium. So we are discussing this expression from many equations. So this is the general expression where we can use in any concept here. So from this equation these terms are taken. So the partial pressure of product C raised to its coefficient and into partial pressure of product D raised to its coefficient as power by partial pressure of A raised to its coefficient as power into partial pressure of B raised to its coefficient as power. So this is the main expression of the equilibrium constant in terms of products of their partial pressures. So now let's go to the units of Kc. So in the previous discussions, we were discussing that the Kc has a unit of mole per liter raised to delta N. So here also units are Kp units is equal to ATM whole power delta N. So the delta N used in this equation is equal to the delta N used in this equation. So delta N is equal to where, let's write here also, where delta N is equal to number of products in gaseous phase minus number of reactants in gaseous phase. So I have gave you the example of this particular equation in the previous discussions. So same concept will be applicable here also. Atmospheric whole power delta N, ATM whole power delta N is the units of Kp, which means equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures. So let's go to the further topics. So in the previous discussion, we completed the concept of equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures. So now let's understand that concept by these two examples. So the first example is CaCO3 in solid state, reversible arrow, CaO in solid state and CO2 in gaseous phase. So find the equilibrium constant in terms of its partial pressures. So here let's see, Kp is equal to the products partial pressure divided by reactants partial pressure, which are in gaseous phase only, because we have to consider the only products which are in gaseous phase. We have to not consider the products or reactants in the solid or liquid phase, because this is only applicable for the gaseous phase only. So the products which are in gaseous phase are CO2 partial pressure CO2, and remaining are in the solid state. So we have no definition for that. So partial pressure of CO2 power 1, because its coefficient is 1. So this is the value of the equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressure of CO2. So units equal to delta N is equal to 1 here, because there is only number of products minus number of reactants are in gaseous phase. So there is only one in the product size, that is CO2 in the gaseous phase. So remaining are all in solid phase. So delta N is equal to 1. That means ATM whole power delta N, which is 1, is equal to ATM by ATM. So coming to the next example, H2 in the gaseous phase plus I2 in the gaseous phase, reversible arrow 2HI in the gaseous phase. So Kp is expressed as partial pressure of 2HI by partial pressure of I2 plus partial pressure of H2. So here not H into H2, sorry. And here let's go to units. Units is equal to ATM whole power delta N. So listen carefully. The delta N value for this reaction is 0, because 2 into 1 minus 1 into 2. So that is the reason for this delta N is equal to 0, because 2 moles of HI in gaseous phase, 2 into 1 minus 1 mole of each. There are 2 reactants and 1 mole of each are in gaseous phase, 1 into 2. 2 into 1 minus 1 into 2, which is equal to 0. So delta N is 0. Delta N is 0, so this has no units. No units for this Kp value. So please note these two examples, which are helpful to understand the concept of equilibrium constant in the partial pressure terms. So till now we have discussed about all the further topics according to the previous session. So we are going to continue the further topics in the next session. Until then, keep watching, stay tuned, and have a nice day.